You're in danger of things happening today. Don't say I didn't warn you. Egg. These guys, got master romancing happening in record time, I will say. I really appreciate the occasional extra. It's not a whole lot, but having a little bit of extra romance candy income is pretty nice. It's not as much as I hoped for when I first saw the macro cones, because you can't have a bunch of them, you can't have an army of them getting candies for you all at the same time. And not every request to the macro cone actually gets you a romance candy, but it frequently does, which is nice. The bonus is something nice to have at least. Anyways, this egg here, I could have the Cluckles, except I don't care enough to speed this up. If you really did want to maximally quickly master romance everything, I guess you could have the Cluckles. But I mean, shoot. I already have to wait for everything else anyways, so speeding up the master romancing wouldn't really be to my benefit, I don't think. This at least keeps me slightly engaged by having something happen, even if it's stretched out a little bit over time. Well, I'm also waiting for things like, oh hey, maybe a Buzzage will appear at some point. They better actually... No! That Buzzage, when they show up, better actually remember that they ate a Kandari too. Sometimes they don't remember things like that, and it's horrible. It is interesting being by different developers on a different platform and everything. Oh yes! It's interesting how lots of problems, lots of very strange idiosyncrasies from the console versions are still in this game as well. Definitely not all of them though. I'm important. Oh yeah, maybe I needed to be this level for the Visit guys to show up. Well, could have fooled me because they were walking around that garden regardless. Same with this bananas. Interesting. Is Limosaurus not a sour pinata? I figure you have to tame them. They were sour back in the console version at least. Alright, these guys will get sold momentarily. You made a mistake, my friend. Actually, how much do you sell for? I could just give you... No, it's not too expensive. And this is a Bart item, so yeah. I'd give you bread and at least sell you. But be quick about it. I don't want you to take up space in the garden for too long. Very good. Congratulations. Cool. So we are at a higher level. That hopefully means we can do some new cool high level gardener stuff. Namely, do we have new plants now? We're supposed to have new fencing. Oh, we have earned the right to a white fence. Amazing. Stereotypical neighbor status. I don't actually want that. Okay. Yes. Oh, fantastic. Finally, these two things. These are both very good. Let me think about those. So do we want to have Gretchen go get us a couple of Licatoads in the meantime? And we're still waiting on other stuff to happen in the meantime, if so. So, imagine what we ought to do. Is have Gretchen get us some... Oh what? Some Licatoads? We can go from there. How many of those do I have? I have less than that. The game does have a fun habit of saying, hey, what if I require you to have one more of a particular pinata than you have? It seems very deliberate. I'm having a hard time tapping that. I wish I could put in multiple orders at a time, but well, these are expensive. Okay, We have now equipped 3 of our spiders with balloons. We just need a 4th one in a moment. But yes, so all of these guys have grown, right? Oh, they're congregating. Very good. Give me some money back, finally. Well, that adds up to a decent amount, actually. Very nice. Also, we can finally start breeding these guys. That could be good. Yeah, I might as well just have a build the thing while we're here. Finally, making stuff happen. We can do things. What a thought. I will need to get a second one of these guys. So we're waiting on aggression for a while here now. And depending on how you want to go about this, there's the cheap way and the not cheap way. Because asking aggression for a 4 heads is going to be pretty expensive. Yay. It's trying to pander the other piñatas, I guess. Oh, that sucks, but oh well. I'd rather that than having to try to breed one of these guys. But that is really expensive. Jeez. That means mass romancing these guys will make us quite a lot of cash, on the other hand. Okay. This guy can really move, jeez. One of the fastest piñatas around. I'm not capable of hitting that with my shovel. Okay. Should I be seeing a sour crocodile at some point? Presumably a sour will show up at some point, it's just the game hasn't managed to make them appear yet because it's so bad at making piñatas appear. Whoa! Where did I go? Alright, I just need a second 4 heads now, and I'll be ready there. And I'll ask for 2 licatodes, and I'll make their business happen as well. And by their business, I mean I mean poisoning them. Look at you two. It's good that the romance candies also don't have a happiness requirement. They definitely could have not issued that, but they decided not to. Okay, so I really wish I could estimate the monetary value of romance candy effectively, but you really just can't. It's a totally different thing. It's very orthogonal. But, definitely cheaper to use a romance candy on these high-level piñatas by a long shot. Give me some licatodes. And we will poison them. Oh. How many times do you want to play one sample? Good have asked you guys to... Well, actually, that hiss may have even specifically just been a stock sound. Some of these are originally voiced, I think, these sounds the piñatas make. Some of them are stock sounds. Like in the console version, the raspberries make a particular pig squeal noise, and it's a very popular stock pig squeal noise. It's a noise that was used... You occasionally hear it used for different creatures in fiction. Like It's used for the Iblis creatures in Sonic 06, for instance. And that's the place I heard this sample the most by far. Oh, you know? No. How do I use the mine? One day. I may have to look it up at some point. It is very strange. The mine exists, but there seems to be no way to use it that I can find. And really, the game didn't explain it. Presumably, if the game gave me the mine, I don't think the game would give me the mine, like, multiple levels before I could actually use it. But it is strange how this is going. Also, no buzzage that day. Very nice. That's why we're finding other things to do in the meantime. I have other stuff to do that we can push along ourselves while waiting for the... While waiting for... Look. Things that need to be waited on. Okay, so... I think it's about time we create the centerpiece plant for this garden. Which is the oak tree. Is the oak seed still ginormous? Yeah, kind of. Maybe. Maybe not. I'd have to see it compared to... I'd have to see it next to other ones. I'm glad I don't have to water that thing, though. And it was so much work in the console version to fertilize an oak tree, too. Okay, what I am missing here, though, that I still need, is nightshade berries. I can't buy those, of course, because I haven't grown them yet. I should have planted a nightshade bush a bit earlier than I did. Oh. So another thing to wait on. Hopefully a berry bush shouldn't take too long to grow by comparison, though. Dark and mysterious. You should never eat anything unless you know it's safe. Honestly, that is a pretty rational thing to say. It's a sentence that for some reason feels at face value slightly exaggerated to me, but no, not really. Where are the other forests? Just somewhere? Yeah. Okay, well, first get rid of you. Second... Yeah, look at the game trying to make me actually, like, figure out how to get obscure piñatas and whatnot to breed these guys. And then just giving me a much more efficient way to work around it. Part of the reason we're waiting so much is probably that when we're not waiting on things, the things we actually have to do, like breeding piñatas and whatnot, really don't actually take much work. Because you would think, oh, I need to figure out how to fill the romance requirements of these piñatas or whatever, but no, I don't. Because this game doesn't make you do that in reality, and it's just more efficient to not do it. All these piñatas ask for crazy stuff, and it makes no sense to give it to them. Look at acorns soon. We'll finally be able to feed it to the cluckles as well. You need to grow, my man. Ooh. Excuse me if the screen goes weird for a second. I think it shouldn't have, but I can't tell for sure. Okay, but anyhow. That's about it for today. It's a brand new day, there's a new opportunity for a buzzage to appear. These things sold for a decent amount of the console versions. I guess we'll see about this game. This is the game where chilies, like, literally available from the beginning of the game, are the most valuable produce, so who knows. By, like, a factor of a few. So who knows what kind of rationale there is for this game's economy. Go away. But see if you can make coffee from this thing too. I wonder if you could do that in the original Viva Piñata. You at least could. I suspect not, because if you could, I probably would have known. And it wouldn't have taken me forever to figure out how to make coffee in the sequel. Walk back in the garden, man. I'll wait for these guys to enter the garden again, and then we'll cut it off there. And I'll record one more episode this week where we do hopefully some stuff with the fruit here. Oh boy. Very nice. And we will make the foreheads happen. Very good. Alright, see you then.